Hi, this is Lauren.
Jeff.
And Joe, and you are listening to Smut and Sass. In this podcast, we discuss books and will likely go on sassy tangents. Give our own hot takes and opinions on all the smutty books you know and love or have been on your TBR, but you've been putting off.
If you missed it, we're following along Joe's journey as she reads through ACOTAR series for the first time. So let's jump in.
Phone is working. Okay.
Correct.
Stop yelling at me. I don't appreciate
So what
it.
did you doing for that?
I haven't gotten to that.
Or have you not done anything
I haven't
yet?
gotten to that episode yet. I've got to figure out where. I know it's the first 25 minutes, but I've got to figure out what we were talking about. So I know where to put in the blurb of, for the first 25 minutes, this was our discussion because Johanna doesn't know how to turn her microphone on correctly after the computer update.
And that's so weird because we could hear you, so just assumed it was all working.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was on through Discord. The right input was in Discord, but the wrong input was in my actual recording software. Oh, so y'all could hear me, but that couldn't hear me.
Hear you.
So gotcha. I've got to find out.
That's the important part.
Right. What we were talking about, so I know what to put in the notes of Johanna's a dork, and this is what we did wrong.
Hey, listen, we're figuring it out. We can't be perfect all the time.
I know.
Do you know how many times I have listened to other podcasts and they're like, so this is the second time we're doing this because we didn't hit record the first time and we've been talking for 4 hours.
Right.
Oh, God. I'd just be like, forget it. Episode 4 was about this.
What I need to do is one of these episodes, like a handful of these episodes, I need to take all of our failures and just make that an episode.
Oh, like a blooper
There's
episode.
one podcast I listened to. They took all the bloopers from their edited stuff and just made one podcast of all the stupid shit.
Yeah, you need to do that. Like,
I love that.
End of the season kind of thing.
Yeah, when we wrap up the book, I will the series.
When we wrap up the series,
I will find
that would be
all
so
of that,
cool. Yeah,
and that can be one of our episodes.
Yes, I love it.
Our intro, all of our intro will be in there. Almost all of it will be included.
I mean, that intro was a time.
Every little bit.
Faux show.
What can I say?
So, do you want to hear about the Navy man that I met in New Orleans?
Are you okay with this being recorded? Because I will not cut any of this out. Okay. Go on.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna send him the podcast, so I guess he's gonna hear this.
We just won't use names.
Oh no, Cassie gave him a brilliant nickname, Maximus Spartacus.
Okay. We'll go with that.
It worked. He liked it.
Okay.
He laughed about it when we were at the bar, on our second day of shenanigans.
Was he on port leave?
He was just on leave. He's a nuclear engineer.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, smart.
So he was just taking a little vacation down to New Orleans, and at Thursday night we spent at the house. Okay, swiping through Tinder as a group.
Okay.
I cast my phone to the TV and just went through my
played
Tinder,
the game? Yeah.
and we were just judging everyone.
Uh-huh.
It was fantastic. Ironically enough, he was not on that list.
Oh.
Time is a figment of our imagination. It is what it is.
Why am I completely blurry? Okay.
I don't know. That's pretty interesting, though, for sure. Like, I'll have to bring up. Let me see. I have the screenshots because the conversation opener was on point, and I feel like I need to share that with the class. So.
Joe's too short. You can't see it, but
I'm too short for my camera.
There she is.
Okay.
There she is. We can see the tip of her.
There's her eyeballs.
There we go. There's my face.
We can see her.
Yay. I'm alive.
We can see and hear you. It's great.
Sweet.
Yeah, hopefully.
Shut up.
So he opens up. I have to share this opening message because it truly was a great conversation starter. And he's like, a story of the woman doing things all the time. She does things all the time, in and out of time. She definitely does it. A woman of time. That she is. Bam. Poetry.
I love it.
That was the message.
Okay.
And so the response, thanks to the group's input, was, sorry, my wife said no.
Yes.
Which it was pretty great. So his response to that was, your wife sucks, tell her she sucks. And I was like, oh, she does. Very well, in fact. And she said to do better.
I love it.
He didn't know he was dealing with like 7 women behind the text, you know.
And then his response to that was, you're not married, what shenanigans are going on? And it just kind of went from there.
Okay.
It was truly a really fun experience. Which led to 2 nights of shenanigans and a great time. A great time was had
you
by
enjoyed yourself.
I absolutely did.
Somehow throw in
the first night
Wolfie's channel on Discord, of all places.
Yeah, in Wolfie's channel on Discord is where that ended up. Admittedly my own fault, but yeah, whatever.
We just went with it. It seemed like and Wolfie's the only one that actually like is ever in there and like responds to things.
Exactly. So it was fine. The first night he was at our Airbnb, I got raving reviews from the girls the next day of our shenanigans because, of course, in most Airbnbs, they are not acoustically
soundproof
friendly
at all.
Yeah. Not at all.
So sorry.
Not at all. So they sure got a show auditorily.
An earful.
Yep.
Love it.
So the next day we went back to his haunted carriage house, which was actually really cute.
So
I was like, you're hiding the haunted carriage house from me?
The girls a show, you gave the ghosts a show. Love it.
Joe.
Yes. I was like, you're hiding the ghosts from me? That's so rude.
Unfair.
We should be hanging out with the ghosts.
How dare
He's like, well, how about tomorrow? And I'm like, bet, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Say less.
And that was after we went to a bar where the door was a TARDIS.
Yeah, I saw that picture.
Which was super chill. I'm like, this is my vibe. I should have been here all weekend. What the fuck? But
don't you hate that when you find somewhere like that and you're like, damn, and then you leave it.
I gotta leave tomorrow.
What is this bullshit?
Yeah. That's
so rude.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time.
It was a great time. But now we have to talk about a book.
Book. Missing Fury.
About that.
Part 1.
Let's go.
House of Beasts.
I can't.
Joe, that face.
Joe, what is that face? Is your brain hurt from this already?
Tamlin's a motherfucker. That's pretty much what that 13 chapters summarized.
I have so many notes because just the amount of things.
Just
like Farah is dying.
Down. Stupid.
The camera's like, no.
This is why we don't record video, because I can't.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I've never seen a man throw a bigger temper tantrum. To be 100% honest. I've never seen a man throw a bigger temper tantrum. In, like, the most childish way possible.
Mm-hmm. Tamlin's a bitch.
That's why he is named Tampon.
I know. But, like... you're not the only one going through some shit, dude. And you're sitting here making it... I can't.
And nobody wants to talk about anything.
No. She's the only one that wants to talk about anything. Because she's like, number one, I did all this shit as a human. And now I'm a fairy. But I'm still dealing with... My brain hasn't changed. I still have all the memories of everything. It's not like my consciousness was wiped. And I'm now high fae. my brain is still my brain, my heart is still my heart, but now I'm a fucking fairy. Somebody help me. I'm having nightmares and I keep breaking everything.
Yeah.
Help me.
Yeah, I mean, she killed 2 people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
she's tormented, like,
she's killed 2 people. She fought for her partner's life. I can't even call him that at this point, but still.
She was ready to die.
Yeah.
She was
fought
ready
for
to
the
be
rest of everybody else too involved in this.
Yeah.
Then she died. Then she came back to life by the help of the 7 High Lords, which is fantastic.
Yes.
Great. Thank you for helping. But there's no playbook for this. There's no manual.
Right.
There's no nothing. You all just assume that I know what the fuck I'm going to do.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, it brings me back to that meme. I'm alive. I'm dead. I'm alive again. I'm dead again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't. And it's like, but it did make me giggle that Alice had to replace all the doors because she kept slamming them too hard. They would just shatter. And I can
she
see
got
this,
mad about some vase.
I can see this happening where she just closes the door and happens in the background. Yeah. I found that funny.
Like, she's breaking everything. She's vomiting in the middle of the night. Tampon sleeping like a goddamn baby while she's vomiting her fucking life
then
she thinks anyway, like she doesn't know. She's like, he might be awake or he just doesn't say anything.
And then he deals with his own shit.
And if he's faking being asleep, is even fucking worse.
And then he's dealing with his own shit.
Like, it's not great that you're fucking asleep, but to pretend to be asleep, motherfucker? Bro!
Which means you can hear me throwing up in the bathroom. I'm gonna need you to get it together.
Yeah.
And then
nobody's got it together at all.
Absolutely not. And then he has his own shit where he sits at the edge of the bed, stuck in his beast form because he can't process anything. Yeah. And then she's like, "Let me help you," and he's like, "No." Then nothing's gonna get solved.
I have.
His motto is no. For
yes.
The answer is no. Everything is trauma.
You just need a T-shirt that just says his name and the word no.
No, yes. No. I have written multiple times.
Like,
just trauma. Everybody's traumatized. Nobody's healing. There are no therapists in Prithian. Like,
apparently not.
Because again, as we discussed before, if everyone had good coping mechanisms, we wouldn't have a book series.
Yeah.
Correct. We need the trauma for the plot. That doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah.
But somehow we do.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, and Lucian, baby back pussy ass bitch.
Oh yeah, don't. Oh god.
He doesn't have a fucking spine.
I can't do it.
Just go with it. Everything's fine. Just go with it. Bitch, get a backbone.
He has no backbone.
I get you're jealous because your girlfriend died in front of you and didn't come back to life. I totally get that. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to be jealous of that. But the man's stepping on your neck. Can you like move it? Just take the foot off. Something.
Yeah.
Anything.
No, he's a baby back bitch.
Nobody like says anything to Tamlin. They just
so if Tamlin's a tampon, is Lucian Tamlin's tampon?
Yes.
Lucian is the string on the end of the tampon that collects the bit that drips down.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
It's the braided string.
Yeah. Because if you rip it hard enough, it's hurt.
What was it? 13 chapters in the first, like.
Yeah.
The amount of like stuff where I'm like, I'm like, how much more is Farrah gonna take? They won't let her do anything. She can't do anything.
So I had to audiobook the rest of this because I can't read at work. So I'm like listening to this as I'm doing inventory today, trying to not scream through my phone. Because I don't know who I wanted to cuss out first.
Yeah. Just to get so Reese hasn't popped up yet. It's 3 months after Under the Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker.
Let's pause, because I have another argument to listen. Someone you love, someone that you literally died for to save.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even tell that motherfucker when your birthday.
Fair point, but
No, but that's the motherfucker you're planning on marrying. You're gonna walk down.
Does she know his
spend
birthday?
the rest of your fucking life. Shit. Okay, I'll give you that. However, she literally sat there on her birthday and said nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you got to tell your people when you were born. I get that, but
Like, oh hey, it's my birthday.
But I don't think she cares.
As devil's advocate here for, I have too much trauma. Let's bring it up. She's been through some shit. She's dealt with her family and keeping all of them happy and keeping all of this stuff. So she's not tried to like beg or ask for anything because she feels like a burden. So now that she has saved the world and had these 7 people save her life, why the fuck would I tell you what my birthday is?
Because your spouse should know your fucking birthday.
Besides
Joe.
the spouse thing, like why is because
your partner should know your fucking birthday, Joe. Your friends should know your fucking birthday, Joe. Joe, when's your birthday?
July 9th.
Thank you.
Soon.
It's the same day as my niece.
Yeah, it's in like a month.
I can see what Joe's saying because Farrah didn't have any nice
right.
things.
Yeah, I was upset about it too because like, why didn't you say anything? But I can also see where she's coming from. Of all this shit has happened, I don't need anything else. I don't need any more attention than I already have.
Yeah, like what we said. This was like 6 months ish from beginning of book to like Under the Mountain.
She was under the mountain for 3 months.
Well, at this point, we're coming up on a year because she went to the spring court in the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're celebrating winter solstice.
Yeah.
And she's not happy at all. Like, I have notes where it's
what
she's
gave that
even
away?
excited about said wedding. She has, we have to, there's so much. We're going to have to do 2 episodes.
We're not going to do 2 episodes. It's going to be fine. We can get through this.
We're going to do it.
Part 2 and part 3 might need 2 episodes because they're a bit longer.
But yeah, like, she's deeply troubled, Farrah. Like, this is like, she's depressed. And she wants to go do something. She wants to go to town. Tamlin, no.
She wants to do anything except
and then she she clings on. We meet Ianthe, the priestess.
Hate her. I always hated her. There was not one moment
like her.
reading this book that I ever liked Ianthe. She's a bitch.
Yeah, and of course Farrah like clings to her because she just like I don't know.
All she has.
Maybe she.
It was
I don't know if she
like
sees her as like a sister. Yeah, just somebody who is just making decisions for her because she just doesn't feel like doing that. And we're at 2 weeks before ceremony. She's like, I need a break, and Tamlin won't let her go. And he's like, I'm sure there are things to help around the house, or you could paint. Try that new set I gave you, but she like doesn't want to paint anymore. She just doesn't see colors or anything.
I'm just wanting her to throw the paint at him at this point because why are you defaulting to that?
Yeah, and like she did the dresses. She hates the dresses, and she said the day I put on my pants and tunics, the day I strapped weapons to myself, like fine jewelry, it would send a message far and clear across the lands, like that something was going on, or So it's just like there's just so much where I'm just like,
so she's being forced to put on this fucking charade.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's fine. Everything's great. La 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 la. No,
it's not.
No.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, not.
Yeah. And then her family's not coming to the wedding. Like, what's messed up about that?
Well, that was also on her too. She was like, I know. They don't know what has happened to me. I don't know if I want them to know that I am Fae. I don't want them to know if I've done all this shit. So I get the family.
Not to mention her family's hatred of the Fae in general already. Like, they're definitely not going to cross the wall to go to her wedding anyway. Right. Even if she did say, let's invite them.
And they may not even accept their sister now because she is now High Fae.
Right.
Exactly. So I get
I understood that.
Yeah.
as shitty as it is, I understood the
Yeah.
logic behind
But
it.
like, if all you're being subjected to is what you're gonna wear every day, and what your flowers are gonna look like, and
Yeah, and like she hates her wedding dress. Like,
Oh, I know.
what a
Oh,
joke
yeah.
stay.
and it's like,
And then you get a little like Tamlin's like siding with Ianthe, like, and Farrah's just like she wants to care.
right. She
but,
does.
like,
She
doesn't
wants
care
to care.
about
She
anything.
wants to be involved in this, but you also are now telling her she can't do what she's normally done before, which is go out
Yeah.
and do things and help and take care of things, whatever that may be, because that's what she did for, what, 11, 12 years with her family. You yank her from her family. You still don't let her do anything.
Yeah.
She has to sneak her way
Like,
into the mountain to get that solved because you've just done disappeared.
Yeah.
And she can't take it. And now you've
Tamlin's,
put her under
like,
lock
putting her
and
in a
key
box.
because God forbid she breathes wrong and the world shatters.
Right.
Yep.
Like everything's like ice, you know, like everything's just like holding on by a thread here. And you could just see it like going in deep that we are. I'm like, this is all bad. Like, is nobody seeing like that Farrah's about to blow a gasket here on somebody or something? Like
literally everything is being held together by dental floss.
Yeah.
And that dental floss shatters day of her wedding.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure does.
The red. Yeah.
It cracks the day of the wedding. It doesn't
Right,
shatter.
yeah.
It frays just a little bit.
Yeah, it frays a lot. So we get to the wedding. Let's just go ahead.
Ooh, yeah, let's just get there.
And the one thing Farrah didn't want were the roses.
Yeah, she didn't want red roses.
You said no red.
The red roses.
And she got
and what was fucking there?
Fucking train
and that's
full
all
of them.
Ianthe did was cover that wedding in red fucking roses.
And she knew, like,
because
I'm pretty sure
some
Ianthe
kind of message
knew.
to anybody and everybody that's there. What message that is,
I thought
I have
she
no
knew.
idea.
Like, I'm pretty sure Farrah said just not
said
red.
anything
right?
but red.
Red.
There's I can't remember the line or where it is, but she told her when they were planning, like, back in
like
chapter 3,
early on.
I don't want anything but red, because it reminded her of Amarantha's hair and the blood of the fairies.
Right, and then even when she sees Lucian's hair, sometimes she
because it's
she gets triggered.
Like, oh my god,
red enough.
Yeah, like she gets triggered a lot, like where she's like having a moment.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my god. So yeah, Farrah's like, somebody help me. You know, pause midway on the aisle.
Right, and
like, I just need
somebody
out of here,
to look at her and just go, we gotta get you out. And then here comes...
And then you get the, hello, fair darling. Yes.
And in swoops the king of the Bat Boys, Rhysand.
Yes. He's come on his bargain.
I just like how when he showed up, the entire wedding party disappeared. All of the guests fled, and he's up.
Nope,
he's up there talking to Tamlin, and Tamlin's like, "I gotta get through the ceremony, dude." And he goes, "What?"
He's like,
"What ceremony, my guy?
Ianthe's already gone.
Where's all your people?
Is nobody.
He can't do anything. She's gone. So I'm gonna do my part and take her with me.
Let's go.
Epic. It's an epic, drop in. He's like, oh.
Didn't he call her wedding dress ugly, like right when they got back to where he lit? Like with a heartbeat, he goes, what are you wearing?
You look, well, yeah, he was like, oh shoot, I thought I wrote it down. It says you look exactly like the doe-eyed damsel he and that simpering priestess want you to be. Yeah, and then he did say, like, that god-awful.
Yeah. I'm like,
and then she threw her shoe at him.
Which and I can see that happening, which is really funny.
Yeah. and then she's
cussing the whole time as she's cranking it back to just chuck it at his head.
Well, like, she didn't even realize she was doing it. It was just a fucking reflex. She launched that fucker, hit him in the head. He let it.
He turned around. Yeah.
Because he would have sensed that shit in a heartbeat.
Yeah, he knew it was coming. Yeah, he probably just wanted to let her have that one.
On his face, like, when it actually fucking hit him in the back of the head, like...
You know, it's funny. I picture Rachel Green's wedding dress like in the beginning of Friends when she like the big old like 80s 90s dress.
Because she said it's a tulle dress and it was really ugly pink.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh shoot.
What I
yeah,
also
so then
picture
he's
is Amy's dress from Big Bang Theory. Remember when she's
Oh
yes with the glove, because she had to have gloves and shit because of her tattoo. Yeah, that's what I thought of as well. Will you get down?
Yeah.
You can't have the spring roll. Get down. Sorry.
That cat really wants some spring rolls.
It's vegetables and fried dough. Like, what do you need out of that? You're a cat.
What do you want from that?
Listen, sometimes you just want some fried dough, Joe.
Yum.
No.
I do want to say that he takes her to the night court and she says it's the most beautiful place she'd ever seen.
Oh yeah, like because everybody talks it up to be this ugly looking place and it's just like under the mountain and all this other shit.
Yeah, and to me that's like she's finally showed some emotion. She's like described something, you know.
A counterpoint to that is no one ever said it was ugly. They said it was a place of horrors.
Horrors, yeah,
and nightmares.
We just don't know what those are yet.
And unspeakable things. Because, well, if you think about it, anytime they talk about the night court, people don't get invites to the night court. They don't bring in outsiders. Right. So very few people actually go to the night court and leave.
Yeah.
Usually it's you go in and you don't come out type of situation.
Yeah.
Which, as we come to learn, you know, because there's the Court of Nightmares, which is where Farah is currently, and then we'll end up seeing the rest of the night court later on.
Yeah. It's so pretty. There's like a picture, I don't know where it is, somewhere, you know, in Switzerland or something. There's some pretty like town that's on like a mountainside, but it's like that's what I picture when I read about. Anywho.
So we her dress ugly and she has her own rooms and he makes
we meet the twins again.
She's not a prisoner.
Yes, I have that. Guess not prisoner. And then we see the twins again from under the mountain. She doesn't recognize them, of course, because they were like, I don't know, shadowy.
They were in shadow. Their faces were hidden, kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he wants to teach her to read and shield. That's like a big.
That was my favorite part of like 3 of these chapters because the man was a complete dick. To get her to
like
read
having her
the best thing ever.
Rhysand is gorgeous.
And she is wonderful. And all of this. And I'm like, oh my god.
I love it. I love it so much. And then we get a big thing where he's like, have you tested yourself? Because he's like, 7 high lords gave you a part of their path. Like, you probably might have gotten something from
like,
them.
What?
And she's like, well, you know.
Excuse me?
And then we meet more.
Yes, I love her.
Air quote cousin, you know.
Well, no, they are cousins.
They're cousins.
Are they cousins?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are
He
cousins.
said she's one of the few family members he has left. If she's like, I think she's the last family member he has left.
Yeah, pretty much. Like her family.
Yeah.
He just doesn't associate with the rest of them because they're all trash.
Yeah. Trash. And then we get into the big, like, Rhys and the war. You know, he's like, war's coming, Farah.
Yeah, because he's actually transparent with her and willing to talk to her and willing to
the big thing.
Discuss things with her and tell her what the fuck is going on outside the door.
Right.
Instead of Tamlin, who's just like, sit inside and mind your business.
Yeah. So he's like, you know, Amarantha was just the test to see how easy it would be to, you know, have them all fall. And then he asks her if the rumors are true that she caught a surreal. You say it. I can never say it.
Yeah, the surreal.
And then she said, it wasn't that hard. And I instantly think of Legally Blonde when she's like, well, it wasn't that hard.
You got no law school?
Like,
it wasn't that hard.
Yeah. Hard. I just thought that was so funny. And then let's see. Oh, he goes into like a serious, like, you are no one's subject. And I'm like, that is just like
that.
Yeah.
the difference
right
between Reese and Tamlin. I capital letters right
but
there.
You can also
this is like
kind of
the whole
see
chapter.
where she's. I think I'm gonna say brainwashing is the word I'm gonna use for this. Because it's in a sense she has been. I don't think it's Stockholm syndrome yet. It might be a bit of both. But
she doesn't know what she doesn't know.
Right.
But she's
but
also
she
not
only
asking any
knows
questions.
because she only knows.
Well, it's
what...
not that she's not even asking.
Not asking any question. That's the wrong thing to say. That nobody's telling her anything. Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. So like I said, I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome or she's brainwashed or what the case may be between when she showed up a year ago to now that she thinks that I'm still beneath this man, even though technically she is not. Never really has been.
And that's what.
But that's what
I think
Tamlin's
it's more
like
just the fact that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Because she just doesn't know.
She just doesn't know because nobody knows. It's a completely unique situation. This has never
Reese is
happened
over here
before.
like I see past all of the shit, and I need you to see past all of the shit, and you're not.
Shit. Yeah,
and I'm the only one yelling. And I'm not yelling loud enough, clearly, so.
Yeah, he said that, like, there might be one day when only you stand between the king and your human family. Remember that. Thank you for stuff. This is, like, a huge chapter for me. This is where it's like, I hate you, Tamlin. I love
like,
you,
there's
Reese.
just so much, because Reese is like, you deserve to know what the fuck is going on. You have power. You can be a useful part of this whole defense.
Yeah.
And Tamlin's just trying to lock you in a closet.
And then he uses the line of, you're letting somebody who sat on their ass for 50 years and then sat on their ass while you got shredded apart control your life. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, what the fuck did Tamlin do under the mountain? Nothing. You were a human, and you were kicking ass and taking names and doing what you had to do for the person you loved. Meanwhile, this motherfucker sat on his ass and did nothing.
Right. And then they think Reese did nothing.
And then tries to lock you in the fucking closet because, oh, you're just a little girl. Bitch, she's a high fae. Fuck all the way out of here. Oh, I hate Tamlin so much.
Yeah. And it just gets worse. Like, it's only downhill from here.
That is the fucking the line of this fucking series. It only gets worse.
It's worse.
There is no up to this for right now.
Like, she goes back home, and instantly they want to know everything. And she's like, I didn't realize I was a spy.
Right.
Yeah, the interrogation as soon as she walks in the door. Excuse you?
Right, and then she's like, I want to, like, test my powers. I want to learn. Of course, no. And, you know, I could use my powers.
And again,
Tamlin's like,
there's man no war. Had a whole tantrum while she was gone.
Yeah,
again,
he, like,
this is the biggest temper tantrum I have seen out of a grown man. Ever. And he's not even real.
Yeah. It was instantly like, I hate you, Tamlin. Like, these chapters, you're just like, you guys are smothering Farah, like,
and
smothering her to death.
Because he literally just destroys everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're a toddler.
Yeah. So she comes back after it's a week. And there's the tilth. Is it a tilth? Is that what it's called?
The tithe.
Tithe, yeah.
Yep.
And Farrah's like, why, you know. And she gives her jewelry to the water rats, which causes a whole
my thing is,
race.
The man sat there and went, well, my dad did it, so I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And then my son's gonna do it if we have kids. Sir, the audacity.
It's like if somebody jumps off a bridge,
suggest you're gonna have children for one. But two, if your dad did it and you didn't like it, why the fuck are you doing it? No wonder. No wonder your right hand doesn't have a backbone, because clearly you don't either.
Right. So Tamlin and Farrah have a big fight after that, because, you know, she's like, I don't need all these jewels, like, you know.
Right. I don't wear the same thing day in and day out. Like, y'all are gonna fucking miss it.
Right. And then she
Because he doesn't-
accidentally.
Like,
and then everybody says
the reason this bothers her so much is because she's been at the other side of that.
Right,
She's
and he doesn't
been
get it.
starving. She's been
Right.
she knows what true hunger is. She knows what
Right.
true suffering and survival is, and he has no fucking clue. And the fact that he knew, well, actually, he does have a clue. He knows what she came from. He looked at that fucking cottage. He knew. And yet, and especially knowing how upset she already is about where she's at in life and all the trauma she's just gone through. Knowing where she came from and the fact that he's going to sit there on his pile of jewels and gold and take from these people who have nothing.
And called her a gluttonous fairy in the process, the woman that she gave the stuff to.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to call her a gluttonous fairy
like,
when she has no fish in her pond. We don't
like, what do we need a basket of
fish?
fish?
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. The absolute lack of compassion and empathy from that piss poor excuse of a fairy.
Yeah.
And then as an apology, he gives her a painting kit and blows it up. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
And then Farah goes into Lucian's mind by accident. Oopsie.
Yeah, that's funny.
And then he's like, "We're not finished." And she said, "Oh, get over yourself." And I was like, "Yes, Farah. Like, get a backbone and like, you got to do something." And then she realizes she leaves handprints on the table. Like she burned handprints into the table.
Yeah. Her other powers are starting to surface.
Yeah.
And then of course Tamlin apologizes. We're in some vicious cycle here, and gives her the traveling painting kit.
And then she gets mad about it because she doesn't want to paint. She's still on him about what had happened.
And he won't stop apologizing.
He won't. Yeah. And she wants to test her powers and try all this stuff, and he gets really mad and blows up the entire room yet again because God forbid. But she creates her little bubble.
Shields.
Yeah, her little bubble happens.
She shields. Yeah, so we're like, uh-oh. And then I think it might be like, I don't know much time, but then Reese, of course, shows back up.
It's like the next day or something.
Yeah.
They get through, I just like how in the first 5 or 6 chapters of this part, they don't talk about their feelings. They just fucking move on. That is the definition of toxic.
Yeah. Like,
there is no conversation. We're just gonna fucking move on.
Just fuck it out. And then, it's fine. Just fuck it out.
And in chapter 11, I literally have Reese worried about Farah. Like, he's deeply worried because she comes back like she lost weight. You know,
this is
like
her
she's
second
starting
week.
to look
She's
better.
Real thin again, very not with it. She does. I think,
and I love it.
Isn't that when she stops quipping at him? Where she doesn't call him an asshole,
like
and he's like trying so hard.
He's like, I want to like, he wants that. Yeah, he wants that fiery Farah, like where she's gonna like be sassy back to him, and
he's trying to encourage that out of her, and she's just got nothing.
Nothing.
Because she's done.
I love when he said, she's like, "Don't you have other places to be?" And he's like, "But I'll always make it time. Like,
always make time for you." Yeah.
Like, it's like, and then he's like, "Oh, you practiced with the shielding," and she said, "I had nothing better to do." Like, you know, she's just like, "I got nothing to do over there."
She's stuck inside all day, so of course she's gonna practice her reading, and her writing, and her shielding, because what else is she supposed to fucking do?
Yeah, I have like this whole like dramatic thing.
She can't go anywhere without guards. She can't do anything.
Yeah, it said the woman who hurled a bone spear at Amarantha. I didn't know where she was anymore.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's just like, yeah, you don't. Like, she's just, and Reese is like, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do to help you. He's like,
and that desperation from him just like hits you in the chest.
Like, ooh, yeah. You're like, okay, a feeling for once, not like that hollow, cold, and serene. Like, she's like, I realized I was in a free fall with no end. I had been for a while. Like, she's just spiraling. It's not good.
The depression is strong.
Yes.
And then motherfucker decides that this is all he's going to be called from now on, probably, that the best idea is to lock her in a building where where only everybody can come in, but she can't get out. But she was under a mountain for 3 months, dealing with this. There goes my camera. Dealing with the same fucking bullshit, and you're using her trauma against her, and you know it.
Mm-hmm. And Lucian just stands there and lets it fucking happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's like she's been home for 5 minutes. They go through the interrogation again, and then she just wants to go with. She just wants to help. She just wants to do something useful and be a contributing member of the court. And he's like, no, stay inside. And she's like, but I want to help. So he locks her away.
And she has like the massivest panic attack ever.
I just like that she melted her own engagement ring off.
Yeah, she melted it.
I'd like how she melted her own engagement ring off.
Yeah, she melted her engagement ring. And like that's when the darkness comes out of her, which is another part of her powers and everything, and she just loses it. And so then we have more to the rescue.
Yeah, because she physically has to go in and grab Farrah.
Yeah, she thought it was Alice at first. Because it was a female voice, and she
heard Alice say, like, take care of her, like, take her, because she could see that she's falling apart. Like,
Alice knew some shit was up. It's not like, I think Alice understands
Alice knew what was happening the whole time, but Alice can't do anything because she's not high fae.
Right. She's just a plain old fairy. There's not much she can do.
Yeah.
And for me, I have this written, for me, this is a big moment, like, when they get back, you know, they get back to the thing, and I think he leaves her alone for a little bit, but then Farrah asks Rhys to take her with him, because he's like, I have things to go do, and she's like, please take me with you. And I'm like, is he going to let her go? Is he going to say no like Tamlin? And he's like, if you come with me, there is no going back. Like, you have to lie to your, you know, and she's like, take me. And I'm like, yes, let's go. And if like off to Valeris we go, like
I just like how in
and that's when we get to the biggest secret of the Night Court.
But I also like in this chapter where she realizes that Tamlin's a little fucked up, and what I just went through is a little fucked up, and I really
like
don't
she needs time.
I really don't need to be back there. I have an offer in front of me yet again to be in a place that will take care of me and actually take
letting her do stuff.
Actually take care of me.
Yes.
Not under this guise of I'm going to take care of you, but you're my prisoner, which is technically what happened. He's legitimately about, you have free reign to be here, 110%.
Right.
Do what you need to do without any regard. Just check in with me on occasion as needed.
Right. It's like from 13 chapters. Within 13 chapters, we went from like, ooh, like completely like 180'd from Tamlin to Rhys.
And we got to finally see the biggest secret of the Night Court, the city of Starlight, Valeris.
We get a little like description, but then that's like the end of part 1.
Yeah, as I was listening to the rest of it driving home today, they finished the end of 13 and into 14. I went, nope, pause. I can't go further yet.
Because if you keep going,
I will sit here and
made
listen
it to 17
and
like
pause
real quick.
I gotta wait
before we decided how much we were reading first, because I was like, I could just keep going.
Myself up here.
I may have,
and we know Steph finished the whole. That's okay.
I couldn't stop.
I know it's okay. I'll deal with it.
So, do you love Rhys as much as the rest of us, Joe? I guess you have time. There's still time.
There's still plenty of time to fall in love with him. It's okay.
He
hasn't done anything, yet.
Right. I'm not head over heels for him yet. I mean, I can see why it would turn out that way. Because there's like little inklings, at least in this, to me, there is, of what he'll be down the line. I just like that he's an asshole, but he's not a mean one. And he was like Lucian in the first part of book 1, where Lucian poked and prodded at her and tried to get her to open up,
causing a little trouble.
Fell to the ground because of Tamlin. But Rhys actually keeps it going. But he's an asshole to better her, not to make it worse.
Yeah, because he wants her to be able to cares about her as a person.
Yeah, like Tamlin just wants, and I remember it was like Farrah's like, oh, there's no such thing as a high lady, and Rhys was like, who told you that? Like,
right.
and I was like,
There may not have been one in
like,
history because there's not someone that hasn't been as strong as a man
right.
yet, but you're here
Hello.
and you are now as strong as one of us. That makes you a
there's just so
lady.
many differences between Rhys and Tamlin where it's like within a couple chapters, Rhys is already like super concerned. Like, why aren't you like fighting back? Like, what are and it's just like Tamlin's
yelled
like,
at her about
go pick out some dresses and go whatever.
Getting sick from the nightmares and whatnot, and him being worried because he can feel it all. He knows she's up, puking her guts up.
Yeah, because
trying to figure out these nightmares as
because of the bond.
Yeah,
we find out the tattoo bond.
That supposedly loves her is asleep, not giving a fuck.
Yeah, and she loves there because it's open and she can see out, not like in the spring court where she felt trapped. Like that's why she went to go throw up, because she felt like she was in the dungeon again.
She gets day, night, and all the seasons where she's at right now. She's not stuck in perpetual sunlight and flowers.
So yeah, I was very excited the first time reading that she decided to say, fuck it, let's go. Like, take me with you, Because Tamlin, man, he just dug his hole. The first part of the book.
And like what pisses me off, I think the most is that he would sit there and say, "Okay, I'll try to involve you. Okay, I'll be better. I'll try to communicate," and then just turns around and fucking doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, hello, abusive.
Could you
you're breadcrumbing?
Could you gaslight me any harder?
Right.
Yeah.
If you can relate to this relationship, please get out.
I did.
Reach
right
out
now.
I'll help you.
We did.
Leave.
We did. 7 years ago. Anyway. We did.
Good job.
We tried.
Proud of you.
Hard thing to do.
It is. It is a hard thing to do. And it's important. Yes. And Farrah did. She left. She got out. And you can too.
And your friends will help you do it. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Yep.
That's our PSA.
They just won't have wings and, magical powers.
Yeah, we don't have all that, but we can coordinate clearing your shit out your house while that POS is at work. It's not hard. It is doable.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part. Where do you go? Sure, that's the first hurdle.
There are people and resources out there.
So as of this recording, we've already released episode 1.
Yes. Yes, we have.
And everybody's liked it that has told me. I'm dancing. Nobody can see it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And episode 2 comes out on Friday.
Yeah. Boop, boop.
I think Apple Podcasts is still being assholes. I have to check my email.
Fucking Apple.
It took me forever to even get through the process because you have to do like 10.
I know. I was on the thing with you, and you were like,
"Oh yeah," I was ripping these people. It sounded
like she wanted to and
I'm like,
kill the
I gotta
computer.
do every tax form, every documentation. How are you distributing? I'm like, I'm just recording shit. Just let me put it on the internet. It ain't hard.
Let us put it on. But yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, I was excited.
But everything else
I was nervous, like, at the first, but then I was like,
yeah. We're through it now.
Yeah, the worst is over.
Yeah.
Now we just have to figure out a regular posting schedule. That's all.
I can do it every Friday, because I can edit.
Well, no. I meant for like
social media.
Social
medias. Yeah,
Thanks for listening to Smut and Sass. If you like what you hear, be sure to follow us at Smut and Sass on Instagram and TikTok, and subscribe to Smut and Sass on YouTube. You can also send us questions, comments, and book recommendations you think we should read to smutandsass@gmail.com. And remember, keep the smut spicy and don't be afraid to be sassy. Bye!